if one of these logs is displaced. So it's a consideration that the riders absolutely appreciate, knowing that they've got a fair and level playing field across the board.
So 1, 2, 3 that we saw there a second ago, Lauren Kiefer, Veronica, Philip Dutton with Mr. Medicott, and Marilyn Little with RF Demeter are the horses and rider combinations in the top 3. Then we go on to Michael Pollard, Sinead Halpin and Philip Dutton.
So as we watch Andrew Nicholson coming towards the end of this course of Avebury, we're joined by another rider who's had a great trip around this Rolex Kentucky 4-star, Hoy Fonseca. He's going to come into the box and have a chat with us. Thank you very much, Doug, and I look forward to seeing you at our fun
Yeah, no worries. We'll be there just about a month's time.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
Indeed, thanks to Doug. Doug, who's just got his new book out. He didn't plug it, but we'll plug it for him. Really heavily involved in the sport as a judge, trainer, TD, and of course a competitor at the very top level. Selena Hanlon, Foxwood High, they are on their way towards the Land Rover Hollow at fence 14, the Canadian Olympian, 2008 Olympian, and WEG team silver medalist, also rode at the Pan American Games in Guadalajara in 2011.
Well, it's great to have you in here with us in the booth. What an awesome round you had on Tom Bombadil too. Really fantastic. It was really fun to watch. He looked like he just skipped around the course for you.
Oh, thanks Liz, thanks John to be here. He's just great, and he's a super little horse. We had a great fun out there. I mean, it was quite a challenge for him. He's been traveling a lot in the last few years, and we did a 3-day event not long ago in December, and he's here again doing a 4-star, and he's probably going to go to the WEG. That's our plan A. So I was very happy with his performance, and it was a great feeling. I mean, it's a great course. Everything was according to plan, and I couldn't blame us. We had a lovely time.
Well, it looked like you found that track really easy, and you looked like you were absolutely flying. Just a few time faults. Did you feel like you were up on your minutes most of the time, or where do you feel you lost it?
Yes, we did. I mean, sometimes it's probably I end up setting up too much for a couple of easy fences, but that's kind of the way that he is. He's a big jumper. He likes to cover the ground. He makes the distance quite easily in the combination. So getting to know he's a really nice horse. I think we can get him saving our times for the next big ones, and hopefully the WEG in France.
Well, Andrew Nicholson and Avebury over the second last. They're a little bit up on time now. He's going quite slow as he turns around towards the last. He didn't have the most comfortable time early on in the round, and I wonder if that just left him thinking, gosh, I just need to ride on. I can't think too much about the time. But here he comes in, 11 minutes 5 on the clock. And it'll be interesting to see what Ballino Castle, RM and Buck Davidson do at the tail end of the day. But at the moment, that score for Andrew Nicholson and Avebury on 51.7 goes in front of Sinead Halpin and Manoir de Carneville on the same score.
Well, Selena Hanlon here on her second ride, coming into the lake. Gets a bit close to the log, but no problems there.
Their score of 56.8, that put them in 27th after dressage. Foxwood High was the horse that Selena rode at the Pan Ams 2 years ago in Mexico, and they were the runners-up in the 3-star Bromont in Quebec last summer.
And tell us, I know you were wondering if the 4 strides would be difficult into the water, and you always had in your plan to do that left-hand side of the rails back in. And what does it ride like in there? Is it difficult to make the distances, or do they come up quite easy? It's looking like it's riding well.
Yeah, I think at any fence, when you jump inside of the water, you always need to work a little bit harder than actually you walk. So I got a really good stride in, and the 4 strides was great into the fish, and we just need to keep moving, keep the pressure on for the rails, and sit as a coffin jump really behind your movement, and keep your legs on, and keep your eyes on the line. When your eyes tell you where to go, and you just press and just keep the line on, and the strides are there. Sometimes some riders just lose a little bit of a momentum. That's enough on that level to give up 20 penalties.
Yeah, and it is difficult normally for the horses to jump into water, come out on land briefly and jump back into water. Some of them just find it a little bit surprising, but mostly it seems to be riding very well there, and great to have such a big crowd cheering everyone on.
Selena Hanlon looks to be well up on her minute marker. She comes up towards the 9-minute marker, having jumped that Normandy Bank complex at 24. This horse making his 4-star debut here, going very well. This should be Jennifer McFall in high times coming towards the Whiskey Barrel table to corner. 71.5 in the dressage, 59th after that test. Jennifer in high times a little bit down on the time. They've yet to get to their 5-minute marker and they're already approaching 5.5 minutes time spent on course.
So we're just coming up to the last 8 around this cross-country course, but within that last 8 we have the leader, which is Alison Springer on Arthur, and also the second place horse William Fox Pitt on Bay My Hero. So currently it is Lauren Kiefer on Veronica leading the way, but two very good horses to come, lots of experience and some very, very fast riders. So we'll be interested to see where the shake-up is at the top of the leaderboard.
Jennifer McFall in high times, they were 10th in the 3-star at Galway Downs in Temecula, California in March of this year. They're over the first 13 and coming now to the Land Rover Hollow.
And there is a great crowd out here today. You have ridden around at Rolex at the World Games before, but what does it feel like out there to have such a big crowd? Do the horses get affected by it, or a horse like yours probably doesn't notice anymore with all his experience?
It's a very, very cheerful crowd. You know, like in 2010 here at the WEG, they're supporting us all the way around, and today was fantastic too. I mean, I even could hear some Brazilians out there cheering up. I mean, like, but it was great. It's a great crowd, and I think they really keep you going. For some horses, sometimes when you get to the big water jumps, it's a lot of people around. They can be a little bit behind the movement, and you need to keep the momentum, forget about the crowd, and keep kicking.
Yeah, it's nice here at these American events. Everybody's very, very positive, lots of cheering. You don't find that as much at some of the European or British events, and it is nice to hear it and nice to have the support as a rider, I'm sure.
Jennifer McFall in high times coming to the sheep shelter at fence 15, which sets up for these angled hedges. How did Tommy go through these, Hoy, the angled hedges?
He gave me a lovely round. I think when I walked the first time, you need to treat this as a show jumping line. When you do at home, you practice, you just take your time over the tabletop, really get in your line. Sometimes don't take your first distance. Let the horses read the question, and you keep your line, and your eyes is going to take into the line, and just keep the 2 strides there, and keep your reins short, and keep the legs on, and just go for it. Like, I mean, you could not go sometimes, jump the fence, turn and go for your first stride, and you can leave the horse a little bit out of the momentum. You can have easily 20 points there.
We saw 2 riders do an S-bending line between A and B, but Jennifer's the first, certainly, that we've seen jump the little house, which is the alternative A, and come back and then give themselves a nice straight run into the B.
Well, most riders we've seen have actually had a very good ride through there, as long as they got the line and got the horses locking onto it. And here he is, William Fox Pitt in second place on Bay My Hero. This horse knows how to win. He has won before.
William, a 2-time winner here at Kentucky. He's won over 50 international 3-day events. He passed that landmark in September 2012 at Blenheim. He's won 1 Badminton, 6 Burleys, 1 Lemuelin, 2 Kentuckys and 2 Poes. Bay My Hero in 3 consecutive years for Catherine Witt won the 1-star, 2-star and 3-star international 3-day events at Tattersalls in Ireland, and he was the runner-up in the 8 and 9-year-old 3-star at Blenheim in 2012, before then going on to place 4th at Poe.
So I definitely think that William is the man to do it. If anybody's going to get above Lauren Kiefer and Veronica, I definitely think this horse could do the job. William knows him very well now. He's had him in his yard for a long time, and obviously William himself is the best jockey to do the job.
The current world number 2 behind Andrew Nicholson. He is ranked number 1 in the classics at the moment after his win at Poe last autumn. He is a 3-time winner of the FEI Classic Series, the most successful competitor in the series since its inception.
I'll be interested to see which way he goes on this horse at the water. I saw him at this fence this morning, and he said he was going on the right side on his first horse, but maybe the left on this one. So we'll just see where he's going, and it is the right. Yeah, gets a lovely stride.
Goes right over towards that fence, where exactly where you were, Hoy. We thought we were worried about your left knee.
No, I mean, I was actually chatting to William like a couple of minutes ago, and he was just saying that he needs to work slightly harder with his first horse. He said he was a little bit behind, and he's like, keep moving. And now he says have a better ride on this lovely horse, and this is the one to watch. I mean, a lovely balance all the time, doesn't waste any time to the fences and after the fences. It's just the rhythm that actually saves you time, you know, like this is the one of the ones to watch forever.
And you see this horse just isn't pulling, he's just taking William to all the fences, and it's amazing how much time you lose with a horse that pulls, because you're forever setting up. But you see here, William, all he has to do is bring his upper body back, and the horse just sits back a little bit and sets up for the fences. So this should be a fast, tidy round.
So coming to the park question, 7 A, B, C and D, just taps that first rail a little bit before jumping the houses that have migrated down here from the Land Rover Hollow, where they've been for a few years.
William had a bit of a sticky ride on Sea Cookie before, so I think he just gave that a little bit extra there, didn't he? You could see him just giving him an extra little kick that perhaps Be My Hero didn't even need, but William wasn't taking any chances after the ride he had on the previous horse.
Yes, he did. He did 4 strides on his first horse and the 3 starts coming out, and it's supposed to be a 2 and 2, so he makes sure that that one was going to happen the way that he should ride anyway.
Chipped in a little bit in front of that big Trakehner, but he rides a nice line to set him up for the 2 elements of this frog pool.
Super ride through there. You see William just allowing his reins to be a little longer, but just picking the horse up, making sure he got there. Super ride. This is looking fantastic for William Fox-Pitt.
4-minute marker comes exactly at the hammock, and William's going to be there well inside the next 30 seconds, so he's looking good on the clock. Be My Hero is pricked right forward, keen as mustard on his job.
William really is one of the best riders in the world across the country. He's just very still in his body. For being such a tall rider, he's very, very graceful and never gets in the horse's way, always has his balance and just lets them work underneath, and it's very impressive to watch.
Well, there's a good long stretch up that hill, but William still inside his minute marker as he jumps the hammock. Make up a little bit coming down the hill as well now towards this open ditch and brush.
Oh, he has a little look there.
The heel look there is a big wide fence. You need to ride really positive. It's a massive ditch behind. I mean, you need to keep going.
And there's not much of a ground rail there, is there? Sometimes they can put a bit of a log in front of those ditches, but there's nothing there.
There's
so I think
no
the
ground
horse
line. It's a real old-fashioned palisade.
Oh, a lovely ride through there. The horse knew what he had to do well before he got to that corner. Absolutely textbook from William.
Well, let's see where he is on the clock as he gets to the corner. 5-minute marker will come up just behind the mounted messengers. Well, not the best timing marker, because I don't think they're going to stay there all day, but yeah, he's still a few seconds in front. And it is very, very close.
Isn't it a lovely day out there, John, today, isn't it? A beautiful day. Huh?
Just super weather here in the horse park. We've had a little bit of every sort of season. We had torrential rain yesterday morning and quite cold for the start of dressage on Thursday, but today has just been beautiful from beginning to end.
We're actually very lucky to have the rain yesterday. I think this ground would not be as fast and beautiful as it is today without the torrential rain. So it was well needed, well timed, and thank goodness we have a beautiful day today.
He's spot on time. William's just having one of the most classic riders out there. He's just traveling beautiful, and just a normal tabletop coming out now, and you're setting up for the big water jump. It's big crowd out there now, and I guess that's when is the place that everyone wants to be at the moment.
95.8 the completion score for Selina O'Hanlon and Foxwood High. They had 20 jumping, 18.8 time penalties. Same score, in fact, as Selina and Bellamy Rock.
Oh, now William was a little off the line there. He was a little bit off to the right, wasn't he? And was nearly aiming at that big part of the brush, wasn't he, Roy? But he still got the job done.
Definitely with those big long legs. I think if he wants even like to stay a change career here in America, he could be easily a basketball player.
Maybe a little late in his career to swap.
Oh, well, watch out, Wade, and what's his other one, the famous one?
Well, I'll tell you, telling you lies
later.
anyway. Selina O'Hanlon and Foxwood High, 58.4 is their completion score. I was looking at Bellany Rock. They were clear with 1.6 time penalties.
He looks to be right on time, actually a little bit up on time perhaps, as he comes in to this big water complex. Such a big crowd here, enjoying the lovely weather.
Score for Jennifer McFarlane, high times for followers of her 20 jumping 60 time for a total of 151.5. So we're with William Fox-Pitt, Bay My Hero, holding second after dressage on 44 penalties, the two-time winner here and the reigning world number 2.
Oh! Come on, William. Oops. Oh, he gets it done. Masterful riding by William. The crowd is going ballistic out there.
He had to work hard for it, no doubt about that, but a cross-country riding masterclass from William as he keeps Bay My Hero on course through all the elements of the Rolex head of the lake.
Really impressive riding.
Beautiful going in, and there's a nice forward 3 strides and wait for the 4th stride. Keep moving, keep your leg on. A little bit sticky going into the water, but William again got behind the movement, big legs around the horse and just long legs around. He just kept the momentum, look at the line. A little bit off again and just keep driving to the middle and say, get out there. And lovely ride. This is when experience shows to everyone around the world how it should be done when things don't go according to plan.
It almost looked as if he lost his reins going over the first, that he hadn't meant to. He was scrambling for his reins, and that's where they sort of then missed the next one, but he got the job done. Oh, and lovely through there, beautiful through there. We've seen a mixture of 3 strides and 4 strides, but William made that look very, very easy.
Yeah, foot perfect through there for Bay My Hero, and William Fox-Pitt, the current leader of the FEI Classics, heads down towards the keeper's brush fence.
This is looking good. 9 minutes, they're on the clock now. They should be in line for an inside the time score, which would put William Fox-Pitt in the lead with Bay My Hero.
Followers of Canadian rider Peter Barry and Kilroden Abbott, 60 jumping, 20.8 time penalties, 144.3 his completion score here at Rolex.
Oh, William had to get well out the back there. Bay My Hero had a good look at that big brush. Really, all the hard questions are done now. One more combination before the end of this course.
So he jumped this big wattle and daub house. We'll see whether he goes left or right at the big brush corner, and then the hedge line is his 10-minute marker, so we'll get his next check on time.
Beautifully through there, very easy, very straight. Just having a look at his watch. He looks just about bang on the time at the moment, through the hedge line at 10 minutes exactly. Horse still looking pretty positive in his gallop.
Well, we're hearing that Mighty Nice and Philip Dutton have withdrawn before cross-country, so we won't see Philip Dutton again today. Mighty Nice, Bruce Dicius was his horse that won the Red Hill Horse Trials 3-star in the spring of 2013. Won't go cross-country here today at Rolex.
Nice
William.
there. 2 left for William. 10 minutes 42 on the clock right now. He should come inside the time. This has been a real masterclass of riding from William. What an impressive round. A few sticky moments, but nothing that William couldn't handle, and what a super round.
He checks the watch, that is the 11-minute marker. He's 5 seconds up as he comes around towards the produce stand. The last on course, fence 27 to complete. William Fox-Pitt, Bay My Hero, goes into the lead at the moment on his overnight score of 44.0.
William's very, very happy about that. He'd love to come away with another Rolex win here.